Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 2 of A Jedi's Tale. We're picking up straight from where we left off in the last episode, and we have a visitor. It's Tony. Anthony Tony Gallagher, I like his name. What does he want, I wonder? Let's go and see what he wants to trade. Now, as I said before, our young Force sensitives here have chosen their path in the Force by what they're wearing. Boss is a full-on dark side. We have a grey here. We have a grey here. We have a light side here. Grey and grey. Wow, okay. So 1 light side, 1 dark side, and 4 grey. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at what Tony has to offer. Not much, basically. I'm not going to buy anything for now. I'm going to let Tony go about his business. Where the hell is my base? There we go. Okay, so this is the point where we have to choose a name for our faction. I am thinking forceful. Ooh. Forceful. And the name of the settlement can be called A New Home, not Hope. Although there is a New Hope, but we're not going to call it that. Alright, so I think the next thing we need to do is, as we're waiting for Doc to finish this, we're waiting for our farms to be grown, is I would like to build a table for them to eat, and they need a room for recreation and eating and gathering and things like that. So I'm going to build that here. Door there. And I do need to put some floors down eventually, but they cost a lot of wood. Not essential right now. Could start cooking some food, but we have a lot of packaged survival meals still. And if I start hunting animals, it's just going to rot away in the storage area before I get some refrigeration going. So I'm going to not do that for now. I really want Doc to be researching. I don't know what he's doing. Female, I don't know what she's doing, sorry. Researching now. I just heard something dying. I don't know what it was. Sometimes things fight with your dogs and you don't really realise until it's too late. There's a timber wolf there, which is pretty scary. It might be better just to take it out now, before it causes any problems. So I'm going to get Tank and Cook, Chef, to come over here and take out this timber wolf. I was trying to get it to attack me, but it wasn't feeling it, so... Sorry, Wolf, but I can't risk you eating my dogs when I'm not looking. So I can put them back onto their duties now. Fix it is... killed off the wolf. Awesome. Now I can click... I can make a build to butcher creature. I'm going to do that forever. Just so that, you know, there'll be a continuous supply of meat when I have the dead animals to cut up. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward it a little bit, just until Doc finishes this research, unless something major happens in between. Okay, so the research is finished. I am now going to choose electricity, which is going to take ages, but it's super important that I get it early so I can get some refrigeration going. Now I can build some beds, which will make them a lot happier. And I'll put a prisoner bed here, which is going to be my prison, in case I capture anybody. We've got a mad hare somewhere running around in our base trying to hurt people, so I am going to make sure Fix It takes that out straight away. And the hare is down. Thank you, Fix It. So the boss, the leader, a dark side follower in his youth, now leading a group of young, impressionable Force sensitives into a new life. Who's the closest to getting Force powers? I think it is Boss. Boss and Doc. Interesting. Now, as well as beds, I'm going to build a dresser in every room. This gives a small bonus to their comfort. I'm also going to build a large table in the common area, some dining chairs. I don't need all the way around for now. I just realised I'm putting the table right in the middle of their game, but I can always uninstall that and move it somewhere else. It's probably better off outside, actually. We have a group of travellers from the Galactic Empire passing by. As you can hear by the music, they are not friendly particularly. They're going to ask us for a tax, I presume. A tax inspector named Mahlak MD Dason extends a declaration on behalf of the Empire. As an unauthorized settlement, a new home is hereby required to pay the registration fee of 100 silver to be entitled land usage rights. As per Imperial revenue costs under the Imperial Taxation Bureau, a yearly income tax of 20% of all silver earned must be paid. Failure to adhere to any of these demands will mark all colonists in violation of Imperial law and as enemies of the Emperor. So for now, I'm going to pay the taxes because it's 100 silver to avoid any wars at this stage, which I really cannot do. I don't think my colonists are strong enough. I don't think I have enough numbers, enough people to do it. So it's better just to avoid it. I'm going to deconstruct all of the sleeping spots, which will force them all to sleep in a bed. And they should all get a better night's sleep, although some of the beds aren't finished. What the Imperial guys are doing, having a look around our base, just checking us out. There's only 2 of them. We could, in theory, capture them and hold them prisoner, but word would get back to their base, I'm sure. And we can't afford to have any of that at the moment. Alright, so Doc's first up. Straight to research, that's what I like, Doc. Putting the work in. Everybody else still sleeping. Maybe Doc has a stronger work ethic than the rest of them, or maybe she's just more of a team player. Maybe she has more investment in this whole endeavour. I'm sure we'll learn more about the characters as we go on. So, I'm pretty happy so far. The next long stage is waiting for this to finish. This electricity research, which can take a long time. What I'm going to do to speed that up is to make another research bench. And have Boss working on it as well. That should double the speed of it at least. And I'm expecting my first raid soon, but notoriously the first raid is pretty easy. Normally one lonely character, naked with a small weapon, nothing much to worry about. And then the second raid can be impossibly difficult, so one thing's for certain, we are going to face challenges at some point. That's just a given. Everybody's aware of that. They know this Rimworld's not easy. For them it's better to be out on their own than it is to be under the rule and control of their masters. So I'm going to force fix it to... okay, I'm going to force fix it to start working on these walls because they're blocking this whole path here. Pretty annoying. Why they haven't done it already. I think they prioritise building over deconstruction, but really it should be the other way around, I think. Okay, so the Force has awoken in Dock. So we'll click on the Force tab here. And we can see that they have 1 point available to spend. I can either choose one of these traits, or I can level up one of these skills here. The first one I like to do for all the characters is the Force Heal, the Self Heal. It's just useful if they're in the middle of a fight and they need to heal themselves quickly. Who's going to be next, I wonder? Probably Doc. I mean Boss. Yep, and there we go. Boss has leveled up. And we'll give him the self-heal as well. Or heal self. There's a psychic drone. Every colonist of the male gender winces in pain. Some distant engine of hatred is stirring. It is projecting a powerful psychic drone over this entire region, on a frequency that only seems to affect the male gender. For a few days, some people's mood will be quite a bit worse. But it's a low-level drone, so I'm not too concerned about that. They're in pretty high spirits generally. You can see the mood bars are all blue and green, which is always good. These plants are getting sown pretty quick. There's a whole field of corn planted. The smoke leaf's almost done, and then they'll start working on the heal route. May as well harvest these bushes here. They're going to get removed anyway. And at least I've got a table now that they can eat at, and there's a few chairs going around. Alright, I'm going to speed things up a little bit here. Everybody's going to sleep now after a hard day's work. Our common room is almost finished. There's a few holes in the roof still, for some reason. Probably because of that. I'm sure they'll get to work on that, back to work on that again in the morning. And I'm going to let them rest now after a long day's work. Just taking a look at the wildlife here. The way I like to look at it is, as long as there's 2 of every animal left, then they'll keep reproducing. I'm not sure if that's actually true in the game, but if I've kept 2 alive, then they've always seemed to be more coming from somewhere, respawning maybe, I don't know. And we've got a fair amount of meat here, and resources for when we need it. I'm just trying to work out if there's anything that's worth taming. These boom rats are very useful for taming. When they grow up into boomalopes. Boomalopes can be used. They seem to shit out biofuel, which we can use to power the base, which is always good. It's better than using wood. I am going to tell Fixit to prioritise the research bench, just so I can get the research going a bit faster. Doc's just relaxing socially. Cook's still sleeping. Don't know why. Sleeping on the floor as well. How bizarre. Ah, because his bed's not finished. Okay. So fix it. After that, you can. Still need to destroy that there. Okay. Makes sense. Now, I'm going to make boss only research as well, so we can really speed up this electricity process. I'm going to put a chair next to both research stations, which should help to speed things up. No raids so far, I'm surprised. I thought there'd be at least the first raid by now. Not complaining though. The longer between raids the better. You see that research is going much faster now. If I put it on 3 times speed, you can almost see it moving. Almost. There we go. Still very slow though. Might build one more growing zone. Won't be a full one because of the corner there, but almost 1 square out. And I think some rice would be worthwhile. Until I get refrigeration, then, as I say, I can't start really hunting and stockpiling any decent food. So corn and rice are great for that, because they don't need to be refrigerated. Or if they do, then they degenerate or rot much slower than meat would, for example. Okay, the first raid. Let's go have a look. Normally, just one. There we go. One naked man with a steel knife. What the fuck does he think he's gonna do? I feel a bit bad, really. The Force has awoken in fingers. No, not the growing zone. Again, I'm going to give heal self. And I'm going to get boss to come and try and deal with this absolute joker. I'm not even going to bother with cover. Using the sandbags would be useless. And I'm just going to stick him here and see if we can pick him off before he gets closer. Go on, boss. Oh, you cheeky bastard. He's attacking my dog. Oh no. No. Wait, who's got a lightsaber? Only tank. Damn it. Alright. It's gonna be alright. I wish you could control the animals. Black Cave Child. You sound like an 80s metal band singer. You are about to be captured for punching on my dog with a knife. This bed is now for prisoners, and you are going to jail, son. Tank. Cancel that, tank. You can go back to what you were doing. Alright, so we've got a prisoner. Let's have a look at the stats. Really bad, so I'm not even interested in recruiting Black really, although might be good as a cleaner, seeing as they have a very low resistance and a mid difficulty of recruitment. Boss, you can go back to doing what you're doing. She's eating next to the prisoner for some reason. Whatever you like, man, whatever you like. I need to finish off these rooms now that the stone or the other walls have been knocked down. And then finally everybody will have their own bedroom. A comfy bed where they can start to feel a little bit more comfort. Fingers is just healing Black here. Hopefully that will go a long way to show him that, you know, we don't mind having him around as long as he can pull his weight and clean the floors. There's not much else he can do, really. Yeah, mining, maybe. Anyway, we need all the numbers we can get, I think, at this stage. Alrighty, so I'm going to speed it up now. They're all going to be going to bed very soon. We'll let them sleep through the night, having survived their first raid. Feeling pretty pleased with themselves. You know, they're all barely adults themselves, and they're already established. I mean, we've got bedrooms, we've got beds, we've got dressers, we've got storage, we've got a common room, research going on, a means to cook. So, you know, things could be worse for the gang. Good old Black Cave Child here is, I didn't give him that name, by the way. He's healing up nicely, able to walk now. And Fingers is first up, followed closely by Doc. Fingers is the kind of guy that likes to eat before he does anything else, whereas Doc always seems to get up and go straight to the research bench where she can make sense of what she's got to do in the day and, you know, plan things out before she eats. I have no problem with that. Alright, so we've got Fix-It mining away here. Taking some of this sandstone back, hopefully to reveal more compacted steel like there is down here. Tank's also working on it, slowly chipping it away. What we really need to do is start hauling this stuff out, but I haven't given them anywhere to store chunks yet. Which are these? These are all chunks. So I am going to make a rather large dumping stockpile zone right down here. I'll do it 18 by 18, so it's pretty big. Oh dear. Wait a second, I'll just finish doing this. Chunks and corpses. Don't allow any fresh stuff. And Black Cave Child has got an infection. Let's see how bad it is. Wow, I didn't realise how fucked up they were. A blaster burn, frostbite, alcohol addiction. Maybe I don't want him as a cleaner. I don't know. Right now it looks like it could be more of a hindrance than a help. Just a minor infection though, so we have the option. He's not going to die on us. Juliet, still feeling a little bit sore from her fight with the foreign invader. But she'll be alright in the end. Healing up. Fix It still hard at work. Everybody pulling their weight. I'm happy with the performance of the gang so far. Fearless, full of energy and optimism, going forward into their new home and their new life. Okay, the Force has awoken in Tank. Let's give her the heal self trait. I'm going to give it to everybody to start them off. As I said, it just gives them a little boost in combat if it's necessary. Start mining some more of this back now. You have to be careful that the ceiling above this doesn't collapse. It can be quite painful and it can take out you guys. So what I like to do is occasionally just build a wall. I'm not going to do it right now, but soon I will build a wall up here just to stop any of that happening. I really should build a... Why can't I build a stone cutter's table? I don't have the research, do I? Yeah. Would be useful, some stone. But I'm going to put some wooden floors down, at least in the bedrooms. And in the common room. Just to provide a little bit of extra comfort for them. We've still got plenty of wood, so it won't be a problem. How's Black's infection getting on? We have the Force Awakening. Infection's still minor. Still not looking great, but you never know. Fix It. Heal self. There's options here you can choose, you know, if you want to reduce their resistance, release them, execute them, or recruit them. I like to keep it on recruit, because it also reduces the resistance as well. Probably not as fast, but there's always a chance you just recruit them. So everybody done a good job today. Got the floors started in most of the rooms. A lot of mining done, a lot of research done, and everybody's going to be hitting the sack soon. We have some new lovers, ladies and gentlemen. Boss flirted with Tank by boasting about his own construction skill. Tank became aroused and agreed to become Boss's lover. Boss and Tank now want to sleep together. So, fantastic. That just boosts their mood every day. I'm going to destroy... I need to find Boss or Tank's bed. Well, that one doesn't belong to anybody for some reason. Okay, so I'm going to destroy Boss's bed. And make sure Fix It gets it done quickly. And then I'm going to build a double bed in its place. And make sure he gets on that quickly. Alright. Then I will assign this to Boss and Tank. So they can sleep together now and they will get a little boost every night. Alright, we've got a heat wave, which is wonderful. It means some of the crops are going to die, maybe all of them. And there's a chance that people are going to get heat stroke and possibly die. An unusual heat wave has begun. Heat waves can kill quickly if people start getting heat stroke. Stay cool by building a cooler or getting deep under a mountain. So what I could do is, you know, try and dig into here as fast as possible and keep them all in there, but I think they can take it. I'm just going to let them carry on working. If people get sick, I'll deal with it as it happens. Every colonist of the female gender smiles with contentment. Some distant engine of happiness is stirring, which is projecting a powerful psychic drone over this entire region, on a frequency that only seems to affect the female gender. For a few days, some people's mood will be quite a bit better. That's good. And we accidentally tamed a turkey. So let's see. I don't know if I want to slaughter the turkey right now. Oh dear, we have a medical emergency. It's Black Cave Child. Let's have a look here. He's got a extreme infection now. I don't know quite how that happened, as we seem to be treating him. I might bump up his medicine so that he gets the best quality care from now on. Doc, I'm looking at you. I don't know quite what you're playing at. Anyway, Boss realises that the only way this colony is going to survive is if he really pushes his team to get this research done. Now, Doc understands this. She's been getting up early every day, really pushing it, and Brian's very appreciative of that. The rest of the team are pulling their weight too. Brian's not complaining. He's not that kind of guy. He just wants to see everybody happy, and at the moment everybody seems to be very happy. The lowest mood is Cook, and apparently that's because he slept in an awful barrack, which is probably to do with all these rocks lying around, which I will clean up soon. There's no light, obviously, because we don't have electricity yet, and I don't want to put torches everywhere. They can do with a bit of low light for the time being. But I really do need to start hauling some of these rocks out, because they do lower the beauty of the local area. Fingers hard at work, doing what he loves best. And the force has awoken in Cook. So we're going to give heal self again, and I think, don't get me wrong, if I'm mistaken, that's all of them. So now they will start to just progress through. You can see Doc is already almost at the next stage where I can give another point. And so's Boss there. I think it adds a real extra dimension to the game. Because they're also leveling up their normal stats as well while they're doing stuff. Okay, so I wasn't expecting that, but Black eventually gave into the infection. Bit of a shame, because I need to start building the colony, and I definitely need people to take up the more basic of tasks in the group, while our 6 heroes focus on the more important things, like travelling around, trading with other settlements and things like that. But not much we can do now, except for give them a good burial over here, well away from the colony. I'll put a few graves down just in case we need more in the future. I'm not sure if anybody's mood was affected by that. Let's take a look. Yeah, not happy that an innocent prisoner died. And everybody's got that, I think, which is a shame, because we tried our best. They're not angry at anybody in particular, just at the situation. Doc feels especially guilty, as she was the one with the taking primary care over Black Cave Child. But hey, these things happen. It's a tough world. What was that? What did I just miss? I'm sure I just missed a message of some kind. Maybe not. I'm sure he said something about Boss. Ah, leveled up Force, of course. Okay, so for Boss, I am going to give a first point in Force Pool, which basically makes it faster for me to use my Force powers. I should probably check to see if Doc needs to level up as well, actually. Yeah, as I thought. I'll do the same with Doc. Let's see if anybody else. I think so. Nope. Another hard day's work for the game. They're making progress. They're all pretty pleased. Anxious about the imposing threats from the outside of outside of their colony. But they're optimistic still. Nobody can face taking Black's body away just yet, so he will spend the night in the bed he died in. Slowly rotting, but hopefully we can get him out ASAP. Still fresh. I don't want to speed it up throughout the night. Boss, first up today. Should be happier this morning after a bonus with sleeping with his lover, Tank. Let's have a look. Why is he not York's master? What's going on with that? Ah, okay. Boss has got a bond. Why's Fix-It got all the dogs? Where does it say Bond? James Bond. Anyway, I'll leave it like that for now. Why can't they all have a master? Maybe this husky is yet to be trained. Indeed, strange. Fix-It's next up. As usual, doing what Fix-It wants to do in the morning, which is relax with some recreational time. Recreation is a big problem at the moment, but I will. I want to build 2 of these games here, which will just give them another opportunity to unwind, relax, socialise. So everybody's up now, and a glorious sunny day. Everybody's hoping things are going to go smoothly. Fix-It's building those graves so he can finally get rid of this corpse. Although I will ask Tank just to haul it away. Can I do that yet? And he will just move it down here just until somebody has the stomach to actually bury him. Everybody's still feeling a bit shook up by the whole thing. It will be for another 5.3 days as well. Wow. Okay, I didn't realise how much they bonded. Still haven't really decided on an end goal for the colonists. I was hoping it would kind of evolve naturally. I think the game kind of pushes you towards leaving the planet as an end goal, but it doesn't really fit the story of these guys. They want to settle down and build a new life where they are. But who knows, if they get into a sticky situation, maybe they'll be forced to leave, or maybe they'll decide that there's somewhere better to go than here. I think that'll just evolve in time. Really can't wait for this research to be done. It really opens up the game, enables you to start stockpiling and building turrets and, well, researching more things to eventually get to turrets. Turrets are really the next aim. Boss realises that as the enemy starts to increase and starts to increase in power and number, he's going to need much more protection than they can offer at the moment. The only real options we have is a moat, which really never really saw the point of, and spike traps, which can work, but really turrets are the main aim, and they're not easy to get. First I need electricity, then machining, then gunsmithing, then blowback operation, and then gun turrets. I mean, that is a long time, and I need some of these other things first. So it's going to be a while, but that's the aim, the short-term aim at least. Still fighting through the heat wave, and nobody seems to be that affected by it. We have a pregnant Yorkshire Terrier, which is always good. It means we can get more pets. Although I wish it was one of the bigger dogs, because they can be useful for hauling things and rescuing your colonists when they're in trouble. Boss is working late, researching, and now heads to bed. So after a long day, they're all pretty much exhausted. Still affected deeply by the loss of their prisoner, who they all became pretty close with apparently. Doc, as usual, up first, hard at work researching. And Tank has experienced an inspiration. She will successfully recruit the next prisoner regardless of difficulty or resistance. See, that's what's annoying about this game. He just dangles things in front of you and then takes them away like that, just like that. If Tank had had that yesterday, we could have recruited... Well, I suppose it wouldn't have mattered, they might have still died. Old cave child. So you never really know. I suppose we shouldn't complain. We're all alive. We're still here on episode 2, which is always good. Okay, so the Psychic Soothe is ending. Still going through the heat wave though. None of the plants have been affected, which is good. They must be well hydrated. Or maybe they just don't. I know that in a cold snap they can often die, but maybe not in a heat wave. Maybe I'm wrong about that. The base is looking pretty dirty, but it's hard to take somebody off everything just to clean. I suppose I could let... I don't know. There's not much to build right now, so I can just fix it off everything except cleaning, just to give the base a little bit of a spring cleaning, as it's spring. Tank is making short work of this mountain here, collecting a lot of sandstone, compacted machinery, which can give us components. And I think it's time to just build a wall out here so that it doesn't collapse on the heads. And I want the other wall to be here, so I'm not going to do anything with that yet. Another day. And the heat wave's finally over. They're going to wake up to a much cooler settlement. Hopefully that will increase their mood somewhat, although overall they're in quite high spirits. I think I might call it the end of the episode there, and we will pick back up again with them in the morning. So thanks very much for watching everybody. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.